So we're back. I'm just returning to the road from my little rest stop, respite maybe. We'll continue on our way to Helensville. Hopefully it's not too far away because I for one am tired. I'm feeling lazy today. I must say, when I stopped there, I'd lent my bike. There's a pile of gravel, so I lent my bike just against the gravel and pulled my chair out and assembled it and sat down and had some water and a muesli bar. And this car pulled up. It was after a few minutes. Car pulled up and some guy with some lady in the car with him. Yes. Pulled it to see if I was okay, which I thought was very nice of him. He said couldn't live with himself if he didn't at least check. Of course I said I'm fine, I'm just having a rest, I'm tired from cycling. Though I shouldn't be, I've only been going 2 hours of cycling today. Which in all respects is not that far. This is actually quite a strong wind now. Whilst I was sitting there, I just realised how windy it is here. A stop zone. Oh, great. Hopefully this guy will let me through. But I'll take my cleats off just in case. Cheers, mate. Yeah, wind's definitely picked up. What are they doing here? They're putting a power pole in, looks like. I figure all these people will be sitting there going, damn cyclists making me wait. It's mad how impatient people are nowadays. Well, not nowadays, people have always been impatient. People want everything, they want it now. But instead of working together to get what they want, everyone bickers and fights, especially governments. Governments just bicker and fight amongst each other, making it worse for everybody. I admit some governments are better than others. I don't think any of them are very good. There's always too much focus on control. Too much focus on money. Which makes everybody rush. Go fast, go fast. Wow, this wind is strong. Just can't see it. For whatever reason, nothing looks like it's moving. Some of this wind picks up and it's strong. So this is becoming a very struggling ride. I prefer hills over wind. I always felt wind is like, it's like a hill you can't see. And when you're cycling up a hill, you see the next corner or the next crest and you think, I'll get to that next corner, I'll get to that next crest. You have a goal. You can't know, well, the hill's got to end soon, or you see the crest, well, it must at least flatten a bit. Wind is the invisible hill. There is no hill in front of you. You have no way of how long, no way of knowing how long it will last. And indeed, you have no idea, will it get stronger? Or will it become easier? This just feels so slow. I'm only doing 17 kilometers an hour. I don't know why, but yesterday, I think it was because I was thinking more of directions, of how to get to my destination, how to find this suburb of Henderson. So my mind wasn't thinking about how knackered I am, how hard cycling is. But today, now that I'm on this piece of road, it's all I have to focus on. So it makes it harder, I guess. It's definitely a lot of mind games, not any endurance events. Not, well, this isn't an event, but endurance things. I hate saying things as a way of describing. I can't. I'm not with it at the moment. Oh, the cows are having a good old time over there. Hope you see that. Guessing they're off to the shed to be cowed. I always find when you see groups of animals like herds or flocks of sheep or donkeys or whatever, they always come across as children. Just their, like adolescents. That's their erratic natures. Of course you get the older animals. You almost see them look at the younger ones going, ah, typical youth. I remember as a child I always thought, you know, when people would say, when we were young, we did this. I was like, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to be that old person who reminisces all the time. It's funny though, you always, oh I did, end up being exactly like that. In some ways our personalities are just a collection of our memories. And our memories are just what we can remember. We can't remember the future. And some of us struggle to remember the past. Right. Helensville A&P show, last Saturday in February. I wonder what an A&P show is. Animals and produce, maybe? Arts and pineapples. That wind's really picked up. I've got a song running through my head. I often do when I cycle. Sometimes I sing them out loud, but I wouldn't with a microphone on me. The last thing you want to hear is my singing voice, I tell you that. But the song is by one of my favourite bands of all time, Iron Maiden. They have a song, The Loneliness of a Long Distance Runner, off their 1986 album, Somewhere in Time. And I just like to think of it, the long distance cycler instead of the long distance runner. Not so much the loneliness parts, as I said earlier. I don't really feel too lonely. But during the song it goes on and on, running on and it just goes on and on, saying these words, and the loneliness of the long distance runner. It's just that on and on part. That's what I often have in my head. It's what it feels like, just going on and on. Sometimes you feel you're making very little progress. You always know you are making progress because you are moving forward. But things like today is, I have no idea where I'm stopping. I want to go to Helensville. I have no idea if it's feasible to stay in Helensville. And the cows won't tell me. Cows don't tell me anything. They just look at me and say, "Didn't you eat my brother?" Oh boy. FR eggs. Now that means fresh and rotten eggs. Oh no, free range eggs. There we go. That makes sense. Problem with eggs, I can't really carry them. As you can imagine, they're a fragile item. Not the best for unfragile cycling. One kilometre to the airport. I do believe, as I mentioned, the lady of the house I stayed at last night, she worked in the jumping out of plane industry. They said she worked up here. So I think this might be the airport. So this might be her daily commute. Quite mad to think how many hours it takes me to do someone's daily commute. Oh boy, I am absolutely shattered. And after yesterday's ride, I thought I didn't really feel too bad yesterday. And I could have gone further if I needed to. So I wasn't 100% sure if I could stay at my friend's place. I didn't know if they had, the ability. Fortunately, they did. So I was, in the back of my mind, keeping an eye out for a place to stay. I really do hope there's a camping site or a place that I can camp in this area of Helensville. Also, there's a ferry here, well, not a ferry, it's possible to charter a boat and go across some harbour or bay, I don't know what it is. From what I've heard, that's very expensive. I'd like to take it, I really would, but I don't know if I can. Oh well, here's the junction. Helensville. Now the Parakai South Head. That I believe is where the boats are. Helensville is a bigger town. They're all quite close to here, I think within a few kilometres. I'm seeing no signs indicating camping though. Look at that, perfect place for camping. Wow, what's that place? Okay, so left or right? Well, as the YouTuber CJU says, left is always right. Let's try left. Let's try this. This doesn't look good. I was kind of hoping to see something straight away, not just nothing in the distance. I don't know, do I go this way? Well, I've started this way, I'm going this way. Still no, these cows will give me advice. Any advice, cows? Which is the best way to go? No, nothing. Yeah, it's a true sign of insanity, talking to animals. You know they'll never talk back. So 2 kilometres to Parakai. Oh, roadside B&B. I won't be able to afford that. I wish they'd said and camping. There we go, Parakai. Let's see what we can find. So this sign's telling people with strollers and children to slow down. Suppose they don't want them running onto the road. Kindergarten, school, nothing. Doesn't seem to be much of a town. I think I should have gone to Helensville. I'll stop for a bit. Well, I'm still drifting around this town, Parakai, and that was a waste of time. There's no accommodation in Parakai unless you're wealthy. There's a cabin place, but there's no one there. And the lady said she could give me the number to phone them. And I said, I don't have a phone. Could she call them? She said she doesn't have a number. Oh, I love this. This country, these people, man. Oh, you can call them. I can give you the number. Can you call them? I don't have a phone. I don't have their number. Oh my word. So yeah, this town's a write-off. There's nothing here. I checked out one of the hotels, $160, $180, sorry. So that's equivalent to £90 sterling in England, which is, who can afford that? Put it this way, that's pretty much 2/3 of my weekly income. There was a couple at the restaurant bar where the lady with the cabins was telling me riddles, and they said they have a farm 20 k's the other direction, which I could stay at if I wanted to, but that's a dead end that way, I'm afraid, so I can't be bothered even trying to figure out the ferry, or the not quite ferry. I'm scared of the price, isn't it, beer? You know, $50, $60 to go on some ramshackle boat ride. I just can't afford these sorts of things. But yeah, this was the worst case scenario. On my map there's a campsite here in this area. And the lady, and I bought this map just the other day, by the way, so it's a new map, not some old decrepit one. And I'm already feeling like it was a waste of money, because that campsite doesn't exist, and it hasn't for years apparently. Well, apparently there's an old race course in Helensville, which may be, just maybe, slightly possible to camp. Here's hoping. Otherwise, I don't know where I'm going to go tonight, because there's nowhere near here. Quite literally, there's no other. The closest camping place is like hours away, maybe 2 hours away. I can't do that today. But you know what? I think I'm going to have to. But hopefully Helensville will work out. It's frustrating when you can't find accommodation. They're so... there used to be a lot of campsites in New Zealand, and the councils have basically, because a lot of them were council run, the councils closed them all down. I think they get pressure, I've been told they get pressure from hotels in the area. Because cheap accommodation makes them have cheapen their prices, I guess. So to get rid of the camping, suddenly people stay at their hotels. I'm sure they give a little backhander to the councils, grease the palms of bureaucracy. Or does that grease the gears of bureaucracy? Either way, it doesn't help me. So, yeah, this is back to that junction where I chose left. Future reference, anyone coming this way, don't go left. Let's see what Helensville has to offer. It's told it's only a small town, don't expect much. We'll see. I just see all this land like here. It'd be perfect for camping. As long as no one's making money, they don't make things available. Anyway, so there's a Citizens Advice Bureau, which is, it's not really an information centre, I would have thought. It's more a help place where people are having issues, let's say. They can call them for advice. I think they do legal advice and things like that. I'm not 100% sure. I know of them, but I don't know them. Helensville Museum. Doesn't look like much of them. Doesn't look like a very big museum. But size doesn't matter, it's the quality inside. Take it this is the industrial area of Helensville. The laundromat, it's always useful. A disgusting flag there. A hospice shop. Yes, at this point I'm just reading out shop names, that's how over this I am. Cabins. Hire. Is this, I don't know, is this the town or? That's a steep little climb. Ah. Welcome to Helensville. A tavern and a gaming lounge. Information. Oh, that's what I'm after, so we'll go there. Oh well, let's see what this town has to offer. I'll let you know as soon as I know. Till next time. Bye bye. Well, as you can see, I've found somewhere to camp. I actually met a lady in Helensville and she said I could stay at on her property. She has some land, her and her husband, and this was the old cow shed. So she said I could pop my tent in here and spend the night, and they also gave me let me have some water, and I can see on the table there I've actually even got some cherry tomatoes they gave me. All very good. Well, that's me for tonight. I landed on my feet fortunately, so I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.